All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Favor. I am super excited because this is somebody who I just started following probably about a year or so ago, and I'm just really enjoying her content. So, if you could tell the people who you are,
My name is Meka Carey. I am a comedian, content creator, grandmother, mother of two,
all the things, all
and
the things.
also a menopausal woman.
And we're going to start it off with that because this episode is dedicated to hoe shit. Menopause?
It's
Oh,
some
baby.
bullshit.
Oh, baby, this is some hoe shit because they don't give us a timeline.
No, it could. And when I'm making, and I create a lot of content around what I'm going on
You
now.
do.
And
And it
women
be
be like,
hilarious.
"Oh, I've been going through it for 20 years." What? I know you lying. I think they taking periods and PMS and time to
Something.
ain't
It don't
no
sound
way.
right. It don't sound right, Mika. I don't care what nobody say. When you sit up here and tell me I've been going through menopause for over 20 years, I don't feel that God would be that evil to us. I really don't. We are his daughters.
20?
I don't buy that. I don't.
20?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Man, listen. I I ain't gonna be able to do it. It's gotta be. And then I really
How
wish
old are
my
you,
mama
Mika?
was, huh?
How old are you?
49.
Okay. Okay. That's what I thought.
And so with my mom, I wish she was still here for a multitude of things, but I really wish her ass was still here so I can ask her, why you ain't tell me about that whole shit? Like, why you didn't tell me? No, you just want to get up from the table and run outside in 20-degree weather and say, don't talk to me. You didn't explain to me. And I guess if you going through it, you ain't got time to explain. But at some point, you could have said, this
But
is your future.
that's the whole point. You going through it so you ain't got time to explain. This is mothers, lean in closely. Mothers with daughters, lean in closely. What I'm trying to say is what our point I think we're getting to, we're going to end up getting to. We, being the 40-plus-year-old ladies, right? We are going through this. So when we were little girls, at some point, you had to know we were going to grow up to have these same symptoms. Why didn't you prepare me?
You
Why
know what they
didn't you?
kept telling us? What they kept telling us? Keep on living.
What the hell? Let me say, who? Calm down, Ashley. Okay, because see, that in itself, again, is some whole shit too. Because when you say things, and again, Jesus, I'm trying to calm down because I'm excited right now because somebody really gets it. What I'm saying is this, y'all. When you say stuff like keep on living, that's not giving me information as to what to live and look for. Do, do you understand what I'm saying?
It doesn't at all. Because I remember, and that's what I tell. I don't really get mad at young women when they try to come at me and call me
Right. Because
old
they
or
don't know.
you too
They
old,
don't know.
because they don't know. Because I was stupid like that. I remember being in the club 20 years old, looking at older people, think, if I get that age, I'm gonna be married. I ain't gonna be in no club. 49 years old, I was in the club last night having the time of my life. And so you will have biases at 20. So if I
Yes, you
thought
will.
like that, why would I be upset about somebody else thinking like that? And I know that's where that keep on living comes from. Because I
Yeah.
remember my
Yeah.
aunt used to sweat really bad. She's 11 years older than me. We getting
Mhm.
ready to go somewhere. She sweat. Damn, why you sweating so much? And then I look at me, sweat senior.
Keep on living.
Keep on living.
That's what they meant when they said keep on living. It ain't just you don't understand. We just trying to blow you off, baby. It would take too long to explain it to you. That is what I mean by y'all didn't explain anything. Like just even telling me, baby, it would take too long. Like I can be like that. I'm a rational person. I promise I am. But I also know 1 + 1 is 2. So if you can break it down to me and explain it to me, I ain't gonna have a bias about whatever it is. I just arm me with the truth, please. That's all I'm saying. Just arm me with
Because
the truth.
the thing that helped me with childbirth the most is because my
What?
mom was very honest. Very she told me everything except for that animal. Cause they were like an animal, and I was like, I'm 19. So I'm like, what's that? We're gonna stick this up your why? I looked at my mama, she said, I forgot that part. But she told me, that it was going to be painful. It was going to be uncomfortable. She told me some things that may happen.
Mm-hmm.
She was very instrumental in making sure I gained 6 to 8 pounds when I was pregnant because she fed me anything that I wanted. But she made sure that my water intake and me walking and stuff like this. So it's like she was very helpful. So when they were doing things, I wasn't scared. Like I
Yeah.
knew the pain was coming. I knew, these things. So she was very helpful in that, but she was in the moment. And I'm pretty sure she would be really helpful now with me going through menopause if she was still here. So it's almost like you said, you can't explain it until you kind of get there.
Yeah.
Because I remember her telling me, this is how I became a whole problem, by the way. My mama. I remember coming home and I was like 16 and I was devastated because I had broke up with whoever I was with for the moment. Cause baby, I ain't keep nobody alone. My nerve bad. And I remember crying and she said, "What you crying for?" And I was telling her, and she said, "You a pretty girl. And not just because you my daughter, you are a pretty girl. You are very smart." She said, "When a nigga act up, I want you to open up the door and scream out next because there is one in the wings waiting." She said, "Don't you ever let nobody tell you there's not enough men on this earth because there is one waiting in the wings for you every time one of them mess up." And I have taken that advice since then.
You've been opening the door and yelling next every time a nigga.
Because I feel like, and I know people say somebody's going to take away from this and say, "Well, you got to work on things. You got to give people a chance." Yeah, to a certain extent.
Exactly. To a certain extent.
I don't just throw people away because I got people in my life now. We've had words. We fell out, things of that nature. We've had disagreements, but we've handled it in a good way. When you are treating me in a way, you're saying one thing, but you're treating me another way, and I see your heart, you got to get away from me. Like you steady cheating on me, but you telling me that you love and respect me. Them two things don't even go together. That don't even, that's not true. But you catch me talking to another man and you ready to dip my forehead in. Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. And so I have been trying to be guilted to stay in situations. Well, I love you, and if you really love me, you would. But I don't love you. I love me more.
That part, I was gonna get to that too, because I was like, so you talking about we need to be giving people grace and all that, and we do again, like you said, to a degree, but we ain't supposed to be no damn doormats. So your feelings supposed to matter more than mine because I have standards and boundaries for myself. Not to say, and let me say this before I move on. It feels like, well, two things. Feels like when we use the word boundaries, people are, "Oh, now you got boundaries, now you got boundaries." But the thing is also, when you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And also, I feel like because we are Black women, we're speaking to our Black people because first and foremost, I'm speaking to y'all, but I'm speaking to everybody as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, because all of this is whole shit. But like, just that, how we try. We can't fix ourselves. Like, we can't fix each other unless we fix ourselves. Like, come on now, be accountable for what your whole shit is. Like, if you know you are asking something of me that you damn sure would not be willing to do, nigga, that is some whole shit.
That is most like it's like I remember I was so unhappy in this relationship and he didn't like me. It's like you didn't even want, you don't want to be with me for real. Like you like the ideal of me. You like that I can do XYZ, but you don't really like me as a core because what comes with me being able to cook, which comes to me catering to you, is an opinion. What comes with me is my own mind. What comes with me is I'm going to make sure that I am good. So I'm not a yes person.
Right.
If you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you how I feel, not what I think you want to hear.
Because that doesn't benefit you for me to just tell you that.
And so with that being said, I have dated for years and been with people in long-term relationships that I don't feel, because I haven't had this conversation with them, but I don't feel like me as a whole. They like parts of me, but they didn't like all of me. Right. But I was accepting them as is.
Right.
Because I'm a person right. Because I feel like, Ashley, you may have a habit or you have something going on that I may not agree with, unless it's something danger to yourself or to me. Why is that going to bother? What that got to do with me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm your friend and I love you. I ain't gonna like everything you do. Everybody don't like 100% of the shit that I do. but you
You
have
don't
to.
like the shit that your kids do, so why, as a person,
I
would
don't
I
even like myself some days. I get on my own damn nerves.
Okay.
Because my mind is really negative. I tell people all the time I have diagnosed anxiety. It's very irrational. I will be looking at the ceiling fan too long and swear it's gonna fall on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I make up
You never know.
scenarios in my
Yeah.
head all the time that I fight. I will see things and automatically go negative, and I'll be like, "That's not right." You know what I'm
I
saying?
get
So
it.
there's a lot of things that I fight because I don't like that part of me.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being self-aware. You are not 100% right on nothing.
Yeah. I'm a big proponent of keeping your head on a fucking swivel. Like, and that's not just for safety reasons, that's for common sense. I can't protect myself if I don't know what the hell going on around me.
That's why I watch so much true crime, because I sit there most of the time like, bitch, that man told you he killed somebody and you still marry him. Like, are you
I can
crazy?
change him. I can. Well, what happened? I don't
He
understand.
just did. I just didn't think he would do something like that.
Let me tell you something. I think this. My family see this. They might get mad, but I don't care because I've said this numerous times. I feel like and it can't. And I know it's not just me. I feel like to some degree. I'll just use myself as an example. I come from a family of crackheads and criminals. So when people do fuck shit, when they do whole shit, it don't surprise me because I've seen it before. It really don't. So I'm just like, it is what it is. You can't get mad if nigga, do you have a criminal record? Well then, okay. You can't get mad at your truth. Is my point. Like, how we gonna heal if we don't really do this? If we really not gonna have no real talk for real, Mika? Like, come on now.
Like they say, what they say, if you're gonna be anything, be fucking for real.
Be fucking for real.
If you
I'm
gonna
just saying,
be
I
anything.
know for me, I'm on such an amazing walk with God. And you would think, you doing all this damn cussing? You fucking right, I am. You know why? Because so much of this was like told to shut the fuck up when I was growing up. I wasn't able to actually get my opinions out. Like you said, like you think negative a lot. When you are in like a fight or flight or survival, whatever, however your brain is formed, that is usually the way that you continue to think. I still think the same way, but like, bitch, God got me. I know that. But these feelings got to come out. And you need to also know that by me letting these feelings out, bitch, you just like me. Like
And who the hell said cuss words was bad? Who said that? Who said that?
because sometimes you just gotta let a motherfucker know. I mean, sometimes you don't have to cuss, but sometimes to drive home the point. Again, let me say this: if you are a parent, sometimes you know exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
Sometimes telling them kids to get up,
Listen,
don't move them. But if I sit
I
up here and raise
I
my voice, get your motherfucking like.
I remember being a little girl and I was upset with my mom, and I told her, "You such a mean woman. I will never whoop my kids, and I will never curse at my children." And my mom said, "Oh, okay." Now, mind you, when my mama said stuff, it was damn ass stuff like that. My mama never called me a B or like that
Oh
kind of
yeah,
stuff. Is just insane. Like she never degraded me, but she would go tell me, "Go sit your ass down somewhere."
yeah.
So then, fast forward, I became a mother to a no limit soldier. And
No,
the no
no, no,
limit
no.
soldier did not get the memo that I wanted to be a gentle parent. Like they didn't get the memo. Like it
She
didn't
had her soldier
download.
rag on. Okay.
Right. It didn't download. Like even though she shared, she was in my womb and got my same blood type and
I say that
all
all the time. We was
all that stuff.
roommates.
Right. All that stuff coursing. Then mind you, you a girl, so you really got my grandchild already in there. I thought we were better than this, but you come out and you are a whole Shania nine. Make them
Okay.
Kayla. You want to be a whole no limit soldier. So
Okay.
Kayla, get somewhere and sit down. Kayla, please get somewhere and sit down. Kayla, you don't get your ass somewhere and sit down. Then all of a sudden you sitting down, and I'm like, oh my God. My mama didn't have no choice because I'm gonna tell you something. I used to tell my mama I was scared of her. She's like, no, you weren't. She said, you respected me, you love me, but you ain't never been scared of me. She said, Mika, why you think I had to hit you in your mouth so much? Because you wouldn't fucking stop talking until you got your point across. Man, I got smacked in the mouth so many times, it don't make no sense. That's why we telling people when they be talking about, girl,
You
you
give
got a
me.
mouth on you. Girl, I've been getting hit in my mouth my whole life.
But you know what though? That just means for me, I'm like, if you've been getting popped is probably because you were saying shit that people was thinking, or like, come on now, come on, because it's it's so funny because it's making me think of my niece Eris, right? She's 6, but I once about a year ago, her mom said, so her mom said they went to some kind of basketball. I think it was like a Harlem Globetrotter or some kind of basketball game in the area, right? And so she said Eris walks in and was like, "Ooh, Shirley's a whole lot of brothers in here." Wait a minute. And so her mom is like, Eris, be quiet, be quiet. So as they're sitting there, she says she notices Eris is looking around and she's trying to ask her a question. She was like, no, be quiet. Because with my niece, you never know what she's finna say. She's such an old lady. I call her Cheryl, like Shirley MacLaine. And so she said, Mom. She said, what is it? She said, why are so many black? And then I guess as she heard her say the word black people, she was trying to quiet her down because she didn't know what she was going to say. But she was saying after she finally got her home, she said, why is only black people clapping for black people? Now, had you let that girl say what she had to say out loud, somebody in that damn audience might have needed to hear that, because she probably noticed that somebody white wasn't clapping for the black people. So you never know. You never know. All I'm saying is, let these kids say what they need to say. Let them say what they need to say. Get it off.
I love being around children. Yeah. Even with I got a joke about my children being unplanned pregnancies because they were. But I needed them, and I still enjoy my adult children, but I enjoy raising them. I enjoy hanging out with them. I enjoy being with them. And I am the mother of so many that I did not give birth to, because being around children, they are some of the most honest beings on earth. That's why I don't play about people disregarding and disrespecting children.
Yeah, mistreating them. I don't like that at all.
Right, because we all are still dealing with things that happen in our childhood. Some of us have healed. Some of us are still healing. But you have such a short time to be a child, but you have to deal with the ramifications for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And so with that, I am so grateful for my mom, because it was a time, again, age brings wisdom. It's supposed to. And my mom was really tough on me, which made me think that she was mean. Now that I'm older, I am grateful for her being tough, because at 49, I don't look like what I've been through, because I wouldn't roll hard and put up wet, because she was keeping, that whole thing about, and I don't never try to slut shame people, because first of all, I done gave this cooch out. I done gave it out. I done gave it out to some people that probably shouldn't.
Since we talking about hoe shit, the actual hoe shit. Yeah.
Those were my choices. You know what I'm saying? Like, those were my choices. And I feel like I have respected myself. Even if we're just, messing around, I have a level of standards. You won't treat me like no ho-ho. But
right.
But so I'm not slut shaming anyone. And I tell people the kind of daddy issues I got makes me very mindful of men. It makes me very distrustful of men. I don't have the daddy issues that make me go get coochie out to everybody. I have the daddy issues that make me sit back and be like, are you worth getting coochie?
Look, I wish I'd have had those type of issues. I did to a degree, but I gave it out to more than one person that didn't deserve it. But that, again, that's growth.
That's growth.
And again, a part of life. Those are real conversations,
because we really are shaped. I taught when my friend would get high together, and we had these deep and delicious conversations. And
girl, I started to take a damn gummy before this episode, and I was like, no, I want to be present, because
me too. I was like, I don't want to be in the middle of this and be like, huh?
Because I was trying to match your energy. I was like, I know Meka be, she be high, and I don't smoke, but I'm like, I already feel like we both goofy, so this is gonna be good anyway. I feel like a gummy conversation would just, y'all ain't ready for that yet. I'll be like that. Y'all ain't ready.
We don't have to do it. Y'all ain't ready for it now. But we were talking, and it's just so crazy that time period shapes so much of who we are, even how we're raised. Like I was talking to my daughter a couple days ago, because she went to the dermatologist, and she's like, somebody at work told me, what you doing going to the dermatologist? She was like, because when something is wrong, you go to a doctor. That's from my mama. My mama made sure I went to the dentist every 6 months. She made sure I went to the doctor. Now, mind you, her ass didn't go to the doctor. That's another conversation. But that's something I promise I would never do to my kids either. I would keep abreast of my health, and I would keep them abreast, because my mom had cancer, and I'm pretty sure she already knew it.
Oh, wow.
Because I was the one that was shocked. And so by the time I found out my mom had cancer, she was gone 22 days later.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I promised my kids when my mom died that I would keep them. I wouldn't keep them in the dark, because so many elders will say, well, I don't want to worry you. But to me, if I know that time is limited, it
Yeah.
gives me an opportunity to move a different way. You know what
That
I'm
is
saying?
exactly how I feel after going through all this stuff with dialysis and my kidneys and stuff. Like, I'm doing like much better, but I'm just
Mhm.
saying in general, it took my parenting mind to a completely different level, because my kids are 26 and 23, right?
Mhm.
But when I was in the hospital for a month, like, they were still, they, thank God, when I was in the hospital, they weren't babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were old enough to fend for themselves, in the way of being at home. But I don't keep anything from my daughter. Like, because again, like I said, growing up, has somebody explained to us about menopause and all the different things, you know, and I feel like for me, I ain't mean to take this over, but it was coming
Oh,
to
you're
me.
fine.
So, like, in high school, a lot of times you'll take health class and they
Mhm.
don't cover like the big stuff, right? That you find out later in life. They want to tell you, oh, girls have periods, boys are going to have pubic hair. Like, I just remember basic small stuff. So when we got to be 20 plus years old and now we are in our 40s, and it's like, y'all didn't talk about menopause at all in health class. Like, you didn't even tell me that any of this was going to happen in my life, let alone facial hair and itchy boobs and different things like that, right? Like, you covered the bases. And I feel like with high school, they just give you general information about life. Like, this is what this is. You're gonna have a period, but it's not gonna tell you them periods is gonna take your ass through there.
Yeah, they don't tell you about the clotting.
They don't talk about that because you got a damn gym teacher teaching PE. Not no shade to the gym teachers, but I'm saying they're not healthcare professionals.
Yeah. So they really are just hitting the key points. And then you go to the bathroom and you were like,
And you start
is
to
this an
cycle at
alien?
school like I did,
Is this an alien? Because what
girl.
is this that just came out my body? And why I
But
felt it pass.
yeah, passing jellyfishes and shit every time you sneeze. But every time something goes on with my body, especially like I said, after having been in the hospital for so long, like, my daughter deals with sickle cell. So that's one thing. She's familiar
Mm.
with, being in hospital. But just as a grown woman with grown woman health issues now, like real life health issues, these are conversations I wish my mama would have had with me growing up. She had a hysterectomy back when I was in high school, and I took care of her. So I have firsthand knowledge seeing how painful something like that is, even though I would never even assume that I would need a hysterectomy. And again, something else, a lot of my girlfriends who are in their 40s, come to find out over the last couple of months, I found out like at least 6 or 7 of them had hysterectomies already. So when we talk about like going through perimenopause and stuff like that, I always thought that was old women shit.
Yeah. And so that's how I kind of, my perimenopause started early, and now I'm in full blown because
When did it start for you?
I had a hysterectomy. So it jump started for me.
You jumped the
I,
line. When did
so
that happen?
I had my hysterectomy at, it was 2020 going into 2021. So was I 40? Shit, these years. 41 when I had
Okay.
mine, but I had already started peri in
Okay.
my 30s because I had an ablation at 30.
Mm.
And ablation, they go in and take the lining of your uterus out.
And so
And
what
so
was
I
the
had
point of
already,
the ablation? What
the
was the point of
ablation
that?
is to stop my fibroids. I had polyps. They hadn't grown into full blown fibroids.
Oh,
But
wow.
and my cycles was getting really bad. I didn't want any more kids. Instead
Yeah.
of doing a whole hysterectomy, we decided to do the ablation.
Also, you still had all your plumbing.
Yeah, I had all my plumbing. And so that
Okay.
lasted for 10 years. And my fibroids grew back
Oh,
because it's still tissue. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You can't, it's hard to get pregnant, but you still have
But it's
the,
possible.
right.
Okay.
So I ended up having 3 fibroids that was the size of plums. So I used to tell
Hmm.
people, because I looked it up, I told them that I was pregnant with triplets and I was at the end of my first trimester. It was like, what?
Mika, shut the heck up.
I went to work because I thought I had cancer because I was still afraid because of my mom's, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
runs in my family. So I remember going to Atlanta and coming back. Pay attention to your body, and we didn't do anything because we went during the pandemic. And I came home. We slept. I slept the majority of the time. We ate. We slept. We had fun. We watched TV. I
Mm-hmm.
came home. As soon as I got off the road, I got in the bed and I slept 13 hours because my watch
Oh,
told me I had slept 13 hours. And I was like, I've been so tired lately, taking naps on lunch, barely staying up during the day. Like I was super, super tired. So when I went to the doctor, I went there with water in my eyes, and he was like, first of all, you don't have cancer. And he pulled out the, the ultrasound, and he was like, this is what is killing you. He said these fibroids are literally feeding on your blood supply. That's how they're getting bigger. And most people don't know, or you may know, that fibroids affect Black women overwhelmingly. I don't know if there's any studies out there to find out why, but we have so many
that's already something in the works. So I'm glad. Look at Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so the fiber, so I had 3 of them, and he said that's why you can't lose weight. He said that's why you're so tired. And so once I found out what was wrong with me, I scheduled it and I got it done, because of course we got to make sure those coins keep coming in when we have that job. So I scheduled it around the time where I would have enough PTO and stuff to do it. So I did it at the end of the year going into the first of the year.
What kind of job were you working?
Banking.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a stressful job.
Yeah.
You dealing with people and their damn money.
I was supposed to be out for 6 weeks, and it ended up being 8 weeks.
Oh wow!
Because my incisions on the inside were still not quite healed, so they gave me some more time off. But I immediately, because I had a laparoscopic, the only time they have to cut you like they used to is if your fibroids are so big that they can't take it out that other way. Okay. But I was able to have it laparoscopically, and so I had like maybe 2 days of discomfort, and that's what's just because of the gas, because they blow your stomach up anytime they do laparoscopic surgery.
I'm familiar.
So it was just a tightness, you know what I'm saying? Just discomfort. I took pain medicine the first day, and then I didn't really. Well, I took it the second day because I wanted to go to sleep, but I ain't need it. Crackhead behavior. And so, but day number 4, I'm supposed to be still. And I got more energy than I had in a year and a half. Baby, I wanted to do everything. Couldn't do nothing at the same damn time. Skin cleared up. Stomach had flattened a little bit. I can say flat. Okay. It got smaller. And then I was able, because I had got up to 193 pounds. I remember when that nurse practitioner put obese on my thing. I was like, hey, what my doctor at? Because he don't talk to me like that.
It's so offensive. It's so offensive.
She said, I remember
when that happened to me too.
Don't do that.
Because they want to talk about your BMI. I'm like, mind your damn business. Okay.
Bitch, don't do that.
That's so offensive. As a woman, have some decency.
No, my doctor ain't never wrote that down before, or I ain't never seen it. Why would you do that?
So now I'm on my 600-pound life is what you're trying to say. So now I'm just a sloppy fat bitch. That's what you're trying to call me?
All right, now I'm frying chicken in bed. I was so mad that day. I walked out there. I immediately called my homegirl. This bitch just called me obese. She said,
girl, it is like, for real, healthcare professionals, y'all don't have to come up with a different damn term or something, because that shit is offensive. I don't appreciate that. Even before I was the size that I am, I ain't never been like, I didn't grow up as a big girl. I didn't gain weight until I had my kids. So again, that's another thing that health class don't talk to you about. Like the shape, the changes in your body and shit. I took them damn what they call the birth control, the shot or whatever.
The depot shot.
Girl. After my daughter, after my first child, I was 17. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, that it makes you gain weight. And
because you're trying to do the thing that is gonna best not make you have another one of them.
That's exactly what it was.
And the depot and the reason I stopped taking it, I never got to the weight gain part. I used to get really bad migraines the week before I had to get a new shot.
That must, okay, now let me do some research. Let me find out that's where all of my problems started. We're going to get into that a whole nother segment. But yeah. Because I dealt with migraines up until I got in the hospital a year ago. Like, I still take migraine medication. Let me find out that damn depot has something to do with that.
But yeah, and so I only took it probably 3 rounds of it. So it wasn't even a full year. After it was time, I went back. I said, hey, give me my birth control, because I can't keep doing these crap ass headaches. I'm just going to have to, when I brush my teeth, I'll take my pill. And then 6.5 years later, I had a birth control pill, baby. Because evidently I'm in the 0.000000001% of.
That's why I took the shot, because I was like, I know I can't remember to take a pill. I didn't take my prenatal vitamins on time. Like, you even catch me slipping. And it's not
This
like I was
is
out here
taking
fucking like that.
this is
But
taking the pill religion. That's how I knew I was pregnant, because the doctor said, "How do you know you're pregnant at 2 weeks?" He said, "You just got pregnant." I said, "Because I got to the green pill, and it was Tuesday, and I was
mm-hmm.
got to be Thursday. So be on by now, dog." I went to the grocery store and got an EPT, and when that mug said I was pregnant, I was like, "You got to
You
be
was sliding down the
kidding me."
wall.
I think I cried more with that second baby than I did with the first. And people, I remember when I first told this story in front of my kids, people were like, "That's so mean." I said, "No, that's life. That's not
Mm-hmm.
mean." My kids know for a fact that I love them,
Mm-hmm.
but there are consequences to your actions.
Right.
And just because it turned out to be a good thing doesn't mean I was happy about it in the beginning.
Right.
I wasn't thrilled about my grandson, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody that know me know I love that boy and his dirty draws.
Right.
And they know but nobody put their hands on him or touch him. But just
Right.
because you're not happy about something in the beginning doesn't mean that you come to. So I wasn't walking around in the womb trying to hurt him. I took care of him
Yeah.
like I took care of his sister. He was, I took my
Fed.
vitamins. I went to my
Right.
appointments. I did all the things I could do so I could have a safe delivery. But was
Mm-hmm.
I excited about hearing about I was pregnant with him? Absolutely not. I want damn children.
How did you tell his daddy you was pregnant?
I'm pregnant. Cause it took me a minute to tell him. I had took the EPT, buried it in the trash, went to the doctor, found out, sat in the abortion clinic parking lot for probably 2 hours, crying and praying. I went back and I remember we were like sitting on the couch and I looked at him and I said, "I'm pregnant." And he said, "Stop playing." I said, "Yeah, I'm pregnant." "You for real?" I said, "Uh-huh." He said, "What we gonna do?" Bitches gonna hold hand and fall down and fly the stack. I can't handle no more damn children. But and at the time he had a baby and
Mm-hmm.
I met him when his baby was on the way.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
I know you can be with somebody. I know you can be pregnant but not be with the person, because I wasn't with the
Right.
father of my first child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And her name happens to be Tamika, and I didn't find out until she had called the house, because I'm that type of person. I give her my phone number because there's no cell phones and stuff back then.
Right.
They weren't popular. They were back then, but they weren't popular. So if you're gonna be over here all the time, it's getting close to her delivery. Give her the phone number so if something goes wrong, she'll
Right.
have a way to call you. So I answered
Look
the
at you
phone.
being
"Hello."
responsible. I love that.
I
Okay.
don't know. I try sometimes.
That's a grown
So
woman activity. Go ahead.
so I get the phone call and she was like, "Hey, can I speak to so and so?" And I was like, "Yeah, Max, who's calling?" And she said Tamika, and I was like, I gave him the phone. He got the phone. I said, "Now, don't you think telling me her name?" He said, "You never asked." I said, "But it could have been like, oh, by the way, y'all got the same name and y'all spell it alike."
Why would I need to ask you for her? Men, y'all be on some whole shit for real. Like, what the hell?
Oh
Use your
shit.
common sense. In the
Yeah.
words of Robert
Matter of fact, I
Use
just
your
wrote on
common sense.
I just so the baby that I've been a part of her life since she was born is about to have a baby. And so I wrote on her mama wall today, "Hey, I just want you to just, put that out here that you want to share this baby." And so we're really cool. We had some issues in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um and uh we had some issues in the beginning, and so I am very grateful to God that this is where we are. We are really in a good place, and it's been like that since they were little kids. I used to have her at the house birthday parties because my mom made sure I knew my siblings, so I wanted to make sure, because my daddy got 3 kids. I'm my mama's only child. He got 3 kids. I'm the youngest by 6 months. And shout out to my mama for making sure that I knew who my sisters were. It wasn't my father, it was my mom. She made sure I knew who my sisters were.
That
I was able
sounds
to
about
grow up
right.
with them. I was able to spend time with them. And I have a relationship with my sisters thanks to her. And so I wanted to make sure that my son had a great relationship with his sister. And in order for that to happen, me and the other mom was going to have to come together because it
Yeah.
can't always be on the dad. And he has a good, now my son's father is phenomenal. I would not take, we didn't make good mates,
Decisions together, but yeah.
but he is a great father.
Yeah.
And he's been married damn near 20 years to a phenomenal woman themselves. And you know, any woman that want to take responsibility for a damn child, baby, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. And so I'm very grateful that she allowed me to continue to be in her life even when I wasn't with her father anymore. So yeah, shout out to Meek, the other Meka.
I love that.
For that.
Because it don't always work out that way because, again, just because of life can be some whole shit. So when you got people who actually are in it, and a lot of, I'll say this, I feel like what you said, like you talking to her, I don't know what he, what his dealing in, what his part of the three of y'all was. Like, was he encouraging it? Was he like, no? Because sometimes, again, this could be for me, and y'all be so quick to try to separate us from whatever's going on in your life. If you really do like me, I am going to need to know who the mother of your child or your children is. Like, there's,
And he was okay with it.
yeah,
I think for him, it really didn't get better until afterwards. Like we were working toward it and we were getting cordial. But
yeah,
of course, when we divorced, it got better because it was more one-on-one kind of
yeah,
situation. But he didn't have an issue for it. And sometimes I think he would get angry with me because I understood where she was coming from. You went ahead with your life. I'm pregnant with your child.
yeah.
We once dated. Yes, I did get pregnant while we weren't together. I get that things happen. But that
But it's
girl
still
had
your
feelings for
child.
you. You know what I'm saying? Like she had feelings for you. And
Yeah,
you went and got with this new girl while I was still pregnant. You
right,
didn't set up house with her. She has a child. You didn't set
right.
up house with her. And now she's pregnant
Yeah.
within my baby's first year.
Mm.
And y'all over there playing house. And I still feel like she kind of has the life that I wanted, even though these are, I had my own place, like
Mm.
he with me, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
he's not, yeah, we're building something together, but I already had something going on for myself.
right.
And so I understood the psyche of it
Mm-hmm.
because from one woman to another, I think we be trying to misunderstand each other versus trying to
Yes.
understand each other. And I could understand that would be hurtful because I had to put myself in your shoes. That probably will be hurtful to me.
But that's, I mean to cut you off, Tamika,
Yeah.
but that's why I was going to say, like, that's the vulnerability in being a human being. Like, these are real situations. For me, the main thing usually is like, well, my kids or anybody with kids, right? Anybody that knows me, like really knows me, knows that, especially after understanding, God's grace and His mercy and stuff over your life, when you realize that your children really are the biggest blessing that you will ever receive from God, like it's one of, you know what I'm saying? And so you're supposed to steward your blessings. I always look at that in the way that I parent. And so that, again, in my mind, when I'm listening to what you're saying, it's like that would in turn help you be a better woman, a better wife, a better person, if I can at least give her the benefit of doubt and realize, like you said, like being empathetic and putting yourself in her position. Give her the same type of, if you have that capacity to give. Yes, we
Yeah.
not I'm not saying if y'all, like, because everybody clearly ain't gonna be on this same level, because this is why you have a walk with God. This is your journey. You might not
Yeah.
be there yet. You might not be
and,
there yet.
and like I said, I will always give my mom credit for the way that I am and the way that I
Yeah.
think, because one thing she never did was turn a child away. I've seen her have to deal with rudeness from other women, but them kids were always welcome. I have grown, I got a little sister, and bet nobody tell her she not my little sister. And my mom and dad ain't been together since we were children, since I was 13 years old. But that's still my little sister because my mom
Right.
made her feel welcome. Like
Right.
there's nothing she would give me in their presence that she wouldn't give them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? And so I've seen it, the kids, I've seen my mama put kids first. And
Yeah.
so to me, no matter how upset I am or what's going on, it's the kids first. Even when we
Absolutely.
went through our divorce or whatever, my son is first. Like,
Yeah.
all this bickering, yeah, this didn't work out. Yeah, you feel like I didn't do this. But at the same time, let's do what's best for this boy.
Right.
Because that's all that matters.
Right.
We may not see eye to eye on everything, but I really put my kids first. Even with,
Absolutely.
I went through a few things when I was pregnant because we were young. And even when I get older, I forgive him for the way that he acted because we were both children. I just got
Mhm.
stuck. I don't know why I got to carry the little. So, and that's what I try to tell young women that I come across as pregnant and upset and
Mhm.
crying. And your elders are trying to tell you that once a baby is involved, it gets really real and it may not work out.
People show you exactly who they are when children are involved. I'm telling you, like you don't know who somebody is until you have a baby with them. That's just my
Or
personal opinion.
get them some money.
Oh,
You
oh
know,
yeah, oh yeah. I just feel like when it comes to these kids, because one of the main things I had this conversation with somebody the other day. Like I said, my daughter has sickle cell and she also is deaf. So like when you are young, I was 16 when I met her daddy and got pregnant or whatever. And so like when you young, you ain't thinking about, hey, does this run in your family? You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna ask all the questions that as a grown woman that I would ask now.
oh, he got curly hair. That bitch just getting it out.
Girl, okay? Like because he done told you that you are so pretty and all the things that your man won't do, right? All these things, right? He's telling you all this. You're not thinking long term. You don't know if God is going to bless you with a child that is going to require so much patience out of you in the way of their health. You don't know that. So when my daughter was born, that's when I found out that I carried the trait and he carried the trait and his niece actually had the actual disease. The only person who I knew had sickle cell was T-Boz. So
Mhm.
that's the only thing that I knew about it. I didn't think that could touch me. But just as a parent, I ain't never one time ever in her fucking life left her in the hospital. And she's 26. I don't play that
Mhm.
about my kids. So when
Mhm.
it comes to my daughter, I don't ever want her to feel like she's in this by herself because she's not.
Mhm.
And for me with him, I'm like, he ain't been a part of her life at all. But I had to tell her at one point, like and I'm saying this to the young women and me and whoever who are going to see this, it's like, don't be upset that they don't want to be a parent. I mean, you can be, but this is just coming from a healed person. You never know why God kept them out of your child's life. You really don't understand. A lot of times it's for their
What you
protection.
got protected from.
Yes, because I can't say for certainty if her dad stuck around, if he'd have had the patience to deal with everything that comes with her health. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like just and then because he knows she deal with he knows she got sickle cell, so it's like as a parent you if it's about them kids, whatever you feel for me, what all that other whole shit, that shit is out the window. We make the decisions we make for these children.
Yes.
That's what you're supposed
And
to do.
and her dad came around. Eventually she has a really good relationship. Her grandparents are still alive. She's the only
Mm-hmm.
grandchild. She's his only child, the only
Mm-hmm.
niece. So she's very spoiled. So it
Mm-hmm.
ended up turning out in our favor. But I
Right.
really I will stand by this to the end of time. I think it is really how you handle situations on how you make them.
Yeah.
Um, and again, I attested to my mama because my mom was like, "You got a baby to carry. He don't even matter."
That's why I said I was not gonna beg him. I would every time we would be in the hospital for her, I would call him. I would send him some kind of message, however I could reach him. But after she got to be, I think about 14, I was like, I'm not letting you know anything else anymore. Because if you really wanted to be a part of this, you would. Like, I'm just giving you a courtesy to let you know this is what's going on with the health of your child. But she
Mhm.
wasn't hurting for love. She wasn't hurting for any of that. Of course, I'm sure she wanted her father around, but baby, you have no idea what God is going to bless us with in the long term. So, like, I'm not, don't y'all chase after these people. If they, men or women, if they don't want to be no damn parent, you show up for that child, period, point blank.
Right. And the thing about because again, we just be doing stuff. We don't have a rhyme or reason. We're not making the best decision having children
Right.
as teenagers. We don't damn hell, we don't know sometimes when we be fully grown, but most definitely our frontal lobe is not, we picking them because they got a cute car.
Yes, because they
Like
make you feel good.
my mama once told me she realized she had fucked up when my daddy took a car back because it didn't have no radio, but it was in good mechanical shape to go get a regular ass car with a good radio. She said she knew then that her life partner was not her life partner.
Because he just making decisions.
And my mom was 22 when she had me, so there was no teenage shit. She said, I looked over at him and she realized, she said, yeah, I fucked up. And I watched her give, and this is so crazy. I've watched my mom up until her death give my daddy grace.
Girl, mine too.
I really be on.
We're gonna move on past that, because if I talk about Sandy and Willie, I would be irritated. So we're gonna just move on. Girl,
so, you know that's your daddy. You know that's your daddy. And you know that's your daddy. You know that's your dad. She would never badmouth him, but I have seen my mom work 2, sometimes 3 jobs to give me the life that she gave me.
Yeah.
And again, you don't appreciate it as much as when you're a child, but I appreciate it, you know, more and more the older I get, because I realize the sacrifices and stuff she made, and I understand why she wanted to choke the shit out of me when I told her I was pregnant. You think my mama did all that work for me to be a teenage mom? Hell no.
Okay. The cycle is supposed to stop with me, girl. I know, but
then you went and had a baby by somebody. You know how humbling it is. First of all, this is a ode to young women giving out coochie. You, the man that you like, and you holding his hand and you think he cute, you're going to be humbled if you ever have a baby and you sit in the doctor's office and they say, is there any diseases that run on the daddy side? And you don't fucking know, because you don't know this man for real.
You don't.
You know his address. You know where he stay at. You know who his favorite
You know his
rapper
middle
is.
name.
You know his middle name. But you don't know nothing about that. You don't know if his great-grandmama had cancer. You don't know nothing about that man. Man, when I thought at the first time, I was like, you know what? This is embarrassing. I want to go home. I don't know about
you don't know shit about his people. I had this conversation the other day with somebody. Meka, when you listen, they need to know, when y'all meet these people, men, women, whatever, you don't know them until you get to know their family.
Yes.
You really want to know why a motherfucker is the way that they are. Hang out with, let me say this first. Don't fuck them first, please. Don't do that. Hang out with them, get to know them, because once you give them some, you gonna end up being dickmatized or coochiematized, whatever. Like what, you know, like that can sway. Yeah, that's gonna sway the way your mind work. And
when I went through every time I go through a sabbatical, it's because I'm listening to men.
Girl,
you give away less coochie when you listen.
Let me tell you something. And I was a whole problem.
When you listen, you give away less coochie.
So I understand the mentality that a lot of these men have of like, well, you know what I'm saying? You know, I can't get to know you if I don't sleep with you. I used to be stupid like that. Okay? That ain't real. That ain't real. But I'm telling you, if I had to sleep with you to know what type of person you were, this wasn't finna work. It wasn't finna work. I already knew it wasn't finna work, because I already know what I want from you. And that's it. But if I'd have taken the time to actually get to know you, I could have seen the stock that you come from. Okay? And I wouldn't have gave you no coochie. But now that I done gave you some coochie, now I'm wrapped up in the middle of some bullshit.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the doctor's office filling out their paperwork, and they was like father's side, and I'm like,
you don't know the Miss Mabel.
I'm gonna skip that part.
You don't know that high cholesterol runs on his daddy's side, and that somebody is bipolar, and that's genetic.
Right.
It's been transferred down to all of them, and that's why he talk crazy to you.
He may have a little autism. You don't know, because the spectrum is so wide.
It's so wide.
It's so wide. You know, people think, because I tell people I may have a little tears and they be looking at me crazy. I'm like, baby, the spectrum is a spectrum for a reason. Do you know what a spectrum is? It goes from this end to another. It baby, ain't nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with it. We had so many people growing up that we knew was on something. We didn't know what was wrong with them.
I want us to go back, like bring back common sense, first of all. Bring back common sense. Because common sense kept us safe. Common sense, we could sit up here and like we talking about the tism. That just means Meka, you there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I thought the screen
No,
closed.
listen.
But like for me, that just means that you was just a real person. Like there was some real life shit going on. Like we just didn't sugarcoat stuff.
Right.
That kept me safe. I don't know about everybody else, but
And then now when you don't sugarcoat, you're a hater because you speak the truth. My mama, they would not be able to deal. And my mama had a social media page, they would not be able to deal with her. Oh, if it was ugly, mama said it was ugly. And then she'll
let me
feed
tell
you
you
a
something.
past chicken.
What be tripping me out is when you be posting them damn men that be in your inbox talking crazy to you, and I'm like, now what part of the spectrum are you on? Because this don't even make sense to me. How you can form your mouth, not even just to you, but like I've seen other people talk about how people just you got so much courage to say so much fuck shit, and it's like, can we talk? Can we talk?
I had a man tell me he ended up blocking me a few months ago. He was talking about you need to lose weight. And so I went through his pictures and I said, I got 2 children. What's your excuse? Bitch, who you talking to? You shaped up like a bad body, bitch. Your body shaped bad and worse than mine.
Wait a minute.
He ain't responding that. He just blocked me. The comment
She
was
said
gone.
your ass is built for it tough, and you want to sit here and talk about me. Please don't do that.
Like I get I got hormonal stuff going on. I've had
Right, but
children. But
sir, those hips don't lie. Okay, those hips don't lie.
What's your excuse, sir? You ain't bear now child. Why you got childbearing hips, sir?
Not a one. Are you carrying around emotional weight? Is that what this is? Because you just seem like a hater. So and if that's what you are, then let's just call it what it is. And don't be mad at that.
Right. Because I don't know why scrolling by is not a thing.
Why is that not an option for you? Because think about the TV guide when we were growing up. You had to wait for the thing to come back around to find out what channel of what you wanted to watch. You bypass all the other damn channels because that's not what you was looking for.
They need to shut the internet down like they used to do TV.
At like a certain time of the day.
The Star Spangled Banner need to come on at midnight every night. Make everybody log off, go to bed, get them a good night's rest, and start over the next day. Cause baby.
And when you hear Peter pop off, you know that it's time to turn it off. Like we need some kind of something. Yeah.
He started selling that Jesus water.
Okay, that miracle water. Yes, ma'am. When you hear that, or you hear what's the one I used to like, that the church commercial with the old school music. I'm coming out. Who the hell left the gate open?
Who the hell left the gate open?
Girl,
I still use that term to this day. It was so funny because the first time you heard, you looked around.
What gate?
What gate you talking about?
Who left the gate open? Listen. We had really, really good commercials back then. Just everything. Let me ask you something real quick because now it's on my mind. What's something that you could think of from like back then that I know you just said like who in the hell left the gate open, but what's something that you think of from back then that you find yourself saying or laughing at often?
Where's the beef?
Where is the beef, honey? Especially now because everything is fake. Where's the real beef?
Where's the beef?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Who was that? That was Wendy's, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. That little old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the beef?
One of mine, I was just thinking about because I just saw something the other day. Sorry, y'all. These doggone gummies are so good. I didn't take the gummy. These are snakes.
Oh.
But, no, so because I guess and I don't know if this is something they have continuously done or if they just brought it back. But I saw that they brought back Comic View. And so sometimes that could be like a hit or a miss for me, depending on like the ones that I've seen. And so the theme song, the Comic View, always plays in my head. Comic View on BET, coming to you 6 nights a week and chill out. I don't know what it was like. Comic View, and then you have like certain like car commercials, not cars, but like in the car, the radio, like when people do certain commercials for places. Some of those be so catchy. It'd be like, that was really a bop though. Hold on.
And I repeated it, and it's so crazy how your mind works. I can't find my keys on my phone most days, but I can remember old Def Comedy Jam bits. Like this I don't know if it was a lady or a man. I can't remember who did it, but I remember the joke about you ain't gotta kill me. No, I ain't finna be fighting with nobody or kill nobody over you. The best I got is some get loud in the parking lot pussy.
Wait a minute.
I ain't like got kill somebody. I got get loud in the parking lot. Like I can't remember the whole thing, but I said, now I gotta find it because I remember specific, like that just came out of nowhere because I was talking about true crime and how I don't understand why these pale people can't just divorce each other. Why? And some black people do it too, but their numbers are more staggering.
Right.
Why instead of divorce, why you gotta kill?
You gotta kill a bitch. Like you just why you can't just go? Just leave.
Go ahead and go. And so I was like, man, I don't want nobody to be trying to take me off earth because I don't want to be with them no more. I ain't got prison life sentence, coochie. I got get loud in the parking lot or threaten to knock my head between the washer and dryer. Not really do it, but threaten me, coochie. But I ain't got no take me off earth, coochie.
You ain't got to do all that. You don't. Yeah. You don't.
And I always that. And as being a comedian, you have to remember to make sure you tell people that's not your joke. That's why I have to make sure that's not my joke.
Because I was something I was watching the other day. Oh, it's a podcast with, I don't know their names, but I'm sure you've probably seen them before. Like, it's two guys, I think it's called TFU or something like that. But anyway, so Meka Carey was on there the other day. Or it's just the one that I saw. And he was talking, because I didn't finish the episode. I always thought he was funny. Like I feel like he has like a really good speaking voice. And he's good at telling stories. And so when he was talking, he said that when he first started out, he was doing all Red Fox jokes, like his actual jokes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he said that now this is my thing. I take being black seriously as well because I'm like, a lot of y'all that I love, that y'all feel like family. So when he talk, it's like, is he really telling the truth or is he exaggerating like one of my old ass uncles? Like, I don't know. But he said that Red Fox has like 75 albums, like comedy albums. He said he dead. He ain't gonna miss them. So I'm just, taking the joke and I'm, adding to it or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I see that. And then it was somebody else he mentioned, but so it made me think about what you just said. Like, don't be stealing nobody's jokes. Are you stealing the jokes, or he said, or am I keeping them fresh or some shit? I don't know, but I like it, but I understand though, giving people the credit that they deserve with,
right. And then it's a lot of thing in the comic world where people say it's joke stealing. Some of it is not joke stealing. Some of us are talking about the same things because we are going through the same things. Yeah. It was like when we were doing we were in South Carolina, and the young lady, she had a joke about pushing the stomach up, and I got a joke about pushing the stomach up. So I made sure when I followed her, I didn't do the same thing about dating or whatever. And I told her, and we were talking about it after the show. And she's like, I ain't never, and then it's almost like she was like, well, I ain't never heard you say that. I said, that's why I'm telling you. I have said before, I've never heard you say that. That's why I'm telling you, because I don't want it to be an issue later on, because I know how I ain't like that. Yes, you are, because you just literally was like, I ain't heard. It was not an accusation. I wasn't.
Right. You were giving her a courtesy of letting her know, in case you hear me say this joke, or just letting you know I've heard what you said. I also was thinking the same thing.
And however, we tell it in different ways. Mine goes with the whole thing about dating over 45. Being out here single, damn near 50, and what you have to look for. Like I'm always saying, check them milligrams, and I don't want to be no caregiver. We can't be together 3 months and I'm wiping ass. I just refuse to do that. And I ain't trying to get to, and I ain't finna be trying to suck your talawhack and pushing your stomach at the same time. I don't know how to do calisthenics. That's too many things at once. I got to hold your stomach up from flopping on my head, and I got to find one or the other. I can't do both. So that's how my joke goes, and she tells it a different way.
Lips in, yes.
Now, and then it get heavy, and you be like,
And then next thing you know, now you being mean to him and you mistreating him, and
I'm just trying not to die. Earl, ain't nobody trying to push your stomach
And
up.
this is what happens when you date outside of your preferences. See.
So I like to stick to the rivers and the streams that I'm used to. Um, you know, everybody have a preference. That's why I don't understand why people be getting so mad. I think, well, I know why people get mad, because if you say you have a preference and you down another group of people, that's the issue. But we all have a preference. I don't always date my preference, but if I have a choice, I do.
What's your preference?
Tall, dog, and a little thing.
So when we say tall, how, like, what's the height?
If I do my neck like this.
So if you gotta look up at him, or can you just kind of like tilt your head a little bit?
I won't do this. I do this. Like, if my head raised up, I'll be like, hey, but it don't always fit in like that. You know what I'm saying? I've dated, even though I'm more attracted to that than not. My exes are gonna be watching this and be like, I'm 5 feet tall, so it ain't hard. Okay. So, I still, if I ever told somebody I love them, because I don't do that willy-nilly. And I ain't loved that many. I can count on one hand. I got to use all my fingers. But if I've actually said I've loved you, even if you're not within my preference, because there's something that I like about you, or I found you attractive. I'm just saying, I do draw close to that. And now I have somebody 6 feet, thin frame but muscular, because I ain't finna be. I'm not doing this. Because you ain't got to do it with me. Well, I got to do it with you.
Okay.
I told that Joe one time, and Lacey, I like my husband's stomach. I said, good for you, because I don't. She hollered. Because again, it's a preference. But I have dated up. I'm not stupid enough to think that, if he ain't tall and chocolate, I can't date him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I like it and he had like he got good sense, he ain't got a chance.
Hey, baby, I happen to love chocolate. I also happen to be in love with gold teeth, but that's just a personal preference from being from the South. That's just what it is.
Again, you like what you like, and again, like I said, when it comes to preferences, as long as you're not down in another group of people, I think that's where it comes. Like when people talk about I like a white woman because white women are not as white women, and I hate that about women. Period. That's why I speak to women. It ain't a black woman; it's just women.
Yeah.
White women ain't that docile. Matter of fact, I done learned some things from a few white women. They go for coin. A lot of them go for coin, baby, coin, and they're raised different. A lot of them are raised to be wise. A lot of them are raised to go find.
Meka, is this really a conversation you think they're ready to have?
I don't think they are.
Because if they knew that black women, white women, Asian, Hawaiian, Pacific, whatever, if they knew that we all were much more alike than they could understand, y'all, it would be silent. Because you really think one group of women is better than another. I'm not saying all of y'all, but I'm saying the majority amount of y'all who use that as a frame of reference, you would be sadly mistaken.
Right. And then, they want to say, that, as far as black women, because I've been in the workplace with mostly palm colored people, and I've been called aggressive and all this other stuff. No, I don't have room to be docile. I don't have room to be soft. I don't have room, because when you grow up and you're in these classes with majority white, when you're putting in these places with majority white, because I'm taking advanced classes and stuff like that, and they're saying, oh, you tan, oh, your hair is different. You're always going through microaggressions, and especially in the South. I don't know anywhere else, but I know in the South, going through microaggressions, you have to build a skin in a way and a boundary that makes it seem like you're aggressive. And I said, am I aggressive, or you just don't like my tone?
Yeah, I've been called sassy. I mean, like, y'all try to use all these little phrases, baby. Just say exactly what it is that you want to say. But you
going to cry
can't
to the
because you're
supervisor.
gonna end up getting your fucking face slapped.
Right.
Like,
Going to cry to the supervisor because you don't like what I said. I'm gonna
because you
start
don't like
crying
the
too.
fact that we are even engaging in this conversation. If you know you can't handle communicating with people without, getting your point across without raising your voice or breaking down in tears, I get it. Sometimes, some people are scared to have conversations, but again, this just comes with life. You're gonna have to learn to be strong in certain areas. And as a woman, first and foremost, that right there, you definitely gonna have to do it. And that ain't got nothing to do with you being a black woman or a white woman. Like, these men ain't gonna fucking take you seriously. So why would you be? Why I gotta be your enemy? Because I'm black? Because you don't know how to talk to a black woman? And don't let us have natural hair. Then you really think that, oh my God, sister girl and all this shit, baby, get out of my face. Take that somewhere else. You don't understand black people just because you keep fucking black men. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. I don't care how many black homegirls you got. If you don't immerse yourself in like genuinely wanting to understand the person, not even just the culture, but the person, you honestly, like, there's no point in us even talking.
So, but man, you went over your time.
Oh my God, it's been an hour. Well, listen, guys.
I just didn't want you to have to cut your episode.
Oh no, listen. I got good Zoom. I'm about to say we can definitely stop if you want to stop. If not, look. You say you ain't got nothing going on. I definitely don't either. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to take a nap.
Yes, that's fine. It's storming out here. So we'll have to do this again, Meka. I really
Yes, we
enjoyed
sure
this.
can. And thank you for asking me. I enjoyed myself.
Well, thank you. Because when I think about hoe shit, it's like it ain't just about the sexual act of it. It's like, man, life is some hoe shit. And who do I know to be talking about all this hoe shit? Meka Carey. Meka Carey. She gonna tell you the shit that you're doing. Yeah, and you might get smacked in the mouth. But sometimes you got to. But anyway, so thank you so much, Miss Meka Carey. I love you so much.
I love you too.
I hope that you enjoy this trip. Please try to stay off your phone as much as possible, just so that you can be in the moment and enjoy it.
Well, I'm going to go shoot content, so that's my biggest thing. I won't have time to just be on my phone. I will be actually in the moment because I got to shoot the moments.
Yes, I love that. And so I'm excited to hear about it when you come back.
Okay.
Yeah. So you be safe, and we will be praying for you and looking forward to everything. Also, you want to tell everybody your platforms, and then also about the Pass the Mic.
Oh, okay. So Meka Carey, on everything. I am on I ain't on that Twitter thing, the Bird app, the X, whatever it is now. I'm not over there, but Threads, Instagram, Meka Carey, TikTok, Meka Carey. On Facebook, they make me go by my tuh. They put the tuh on there, tuh Meka Carey on Facebook. Also on YouTube, I'm Meka Carey. I'm trying to grow it. MekaCarey.com, all things tickets, merch, all things Meka blog. I got everything that I got going on, podcast, everything is on that MekaCarey.com. I'm also a part of this Pass the Mic competition. It's Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence looked at my video, y'all. I just want to put that out there. He said, "You just stand up." I don't know what he thought about it, but it couldn't have been too bad. So but it's a Pass the Mic. You go to the website, you search my name, Meka Carey, and you can vote for me. So because there's two ways to get in. You can get in by score or being chosen, or you can be voted in.
So just so y'all know, when you go on the website, because I've already done it, you have to register. And so a lot of times, like, it might be kind of confusing when you see certain stuff. It's like, I don't see it. It's a thing at the very bottom, which has a lot of stuff that says like support and all this stuff. Click on that. It'll take you to the next screen and all this stuff, but just click register so that you can actually click the support button so it can go to her. So
yeah. And then please watch the clip. I want as
many people I saw
it. So, I want as many people as possible to watch my stand-up.
But can I ask you this before I go? So as I'm watching the clip, what stood out to me was like people in the background talking to you. Do you like that? Like, I
love it because they're listening.
Okay.
They're listening. My favorite part is after the show when people want to discuss my comedy.
Okay.
and tell me what's going on in their life. Like, that's my favorite part because I know it's resonating with people. I'm just not on
Okay.
there making people laugh and goof.
Oh yeah, because they were engaging in full on conversation while you were doing it. And I
Yeah.
didn't know if, like, as a comic, was that something that, you know, it's like, all right, I'm up here, be quiet. You know, like, do you have a set in your mind, or are you? It really does look like she is flowing with the audience. So again, this is just from the outside looking in because
Yeah.
I haven't been to her show yet. But if you see the clip, you'll understand what she's saying.
It's I
Yeah.
love it. I remember I was doing comedy one time, and this lady, but she was just super loud, and some people are like this. They're trying to finish her sentence, and so she was trying to tell my story without knowing the story, and I had to look at her. I said, "Hey, how was you there?" No, I said, "Well, be quiet. Let me tell it." And she just burst out of start laughing because of the way that I said it.
Yeah.
I just, it was. Everybody don't want to be called a hoe, but people know I use the term hoe.
Yeah.
Oh, was you there?
Yeah.
And
You
she
saying it
said,
in love.
no. I said, well, be quiet. I just been through it. I was like, well, good, but you got to let me talk because I said, I do drugs. I can't remember all this shit all the time.
Listen, I don't know. Maybe next time we'll both do a gummy and do an episode and talk about some more hoe shit because this, baby, this was a good time. I really had a good time. Okay, y'all. So this has been another episode of Favor with Miss Meka Carey. Follow her on all of her platforms. Go and check her out when she comes to a city near you. For real, for real. Support Black women, please. Okay. Support Black women, support Black comedians. You know,
Yes, because supposedly we ain't funny.
girl, let me tell you something. I love the fact that when you talk, it sounds like a big sister. So it's like she didn't live life, like, clearly, as y'all have seen when you see this episode, these are real conversations. And I think that's another reason why, like, I love you and I love Gigi LaFleur. Like, because y'all feel like
Uh-huh.
family. Y'all feel like
I
family.
got a chance to meet her. I haven't performed with her, but I did get a chance to meet her. She's really dope in person.
I can believe it.
She
She
your
looks,
country cousin for real.
yes, and she actually looks and sounds like one of my cousins. And
Uh-huh.
that's what blew me, because I was like, this really do feel like family. And so I know one day I will get a chance to have her on as well. So I just wish y'all so much success. And I love seeing Black women, like, as comedians, because they love, like you said, love to say y'all ain't funny.
Yeah.
Love to say it. But we, as women, baby, we are funnier than a lot of you niggas. So, but anywho, all right. So I'm gonna let her go. She's gonna go and take her nap. And we will see y'all another time. Thank you so much again, Meka. I love you so much.
What happened? You froze?
I thought it did. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let her go. We again, we want to say bye and thank y'all so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sure you will.
All
All right.
right. You
Bye,
have a good one.
Mika. Thank
Bye.
you. I will. Bye.